Hey guys, welcome back to Cloverhop Stitching, my channel where I discuss my cross stitch. My name is Krista, glad to have you here. I'm filming today on Monday, March 2nd. It's a really beautiful day, there's a lot of good sunshine. I have all the windows open and the birds are chit-chatting away, so either, hopefully you maybe can't hear them, but if you can, enjoy the ambiance. They think it's spring, and I think they might be right. We haven't been hit with many of the big winter storms, honestly, but it's like 54 degrees outside. It's really beautiful. And I figured I would take advantage of it for filming. Normally, I discuss my own cross stitch on this channel, and in a way, this will be that. But I came across an incredible estate sale from an absolutely prolific stitcher's house and her family. Her name was Mary Sue. It's important to me that you know that. And I managed to rescue about 36 pounds of her stash. I'm having a hard time trying to intro this video because she did pass away, and that is very sad. And we came across photos of her whole family and her children's baby books in the estate sale, so I feel very attached to her, and I feel very honored that I was able to rescue all of this stuff, because it was in, like, I never met her family. It was an estate sale company out of a barn. So like literally, like, there was hay on the ground. It was clearly just like put there to move along, and resellers kept showing up and just grabbing a bunch of stuff. So I wanted to make sure that the stuff got into the hands of people who would care. I kept a lot for myself, and it feels like a crazy amount. I have like 5 reference books in front of me. And then this is my basket. That's what I chose to keep. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. And I sent about 3 pounds of her stuff on to my friends, and we divvied some stuff up. And I sent 33.5 or 34 pounds of paper charts onto Stephanie Cross Stitch the Globe. And I told her she can keep whatever the hell she wants. She can donate whatever, like, wouldn't resell, or like there's no market for right now. And then hopefully she'll post the rest. And real stitchers can get their hands on all this treasure. But I posted a couple stories being like, this is insane, this is outrageous. Because I don't live in a place where cross stitch is prevalent at all. We don't have any shops near here. My closest shop is 5.5 hours drive one way. It's just not realistic. And there's no, like, we go to estate sales all the time, and I've never seen anything like this. So, Miss Mary Sue. She was really special. It's upsetting that she died, but I'm glad that her stuff is not still sitting in a barn. I think that's my intro. It feels weird to be like, look at my haul. Also, she died. The 2025 was a big year of grief for me, so it feels like more normal than it should. Like, it's a very sad situation, but this is what I rescued. She had a very prolific stash. There was no thread and no fabric, and I only saw one finished stitched item, and the rest was all materials, most of which she put her own name into, like in this book, or a lot of it is signed by the designers too. So I don't know who she I don't know who she was or how she knew them, but it, like, I'm blown away. I used to work for a creative reuse store for years, and I've never come across this volume of stuff and this high quality of a collection. There you go. This is what I personally saved. And I'm gonna get the reference books out of the way, mostly because they're heavy. And I would love to put them somewhere else, and then we will get into all the paper. This will be a very, like, watch with your eyes episode, because I'm hopefully gonna move through things fast and maybe get in and out of here in under 2 hours. We'll see. That might be bold. I've never told a long story short in my life, obviously. So whatever this ends up being, you clicked on it, you can see the timestamp. I'll try to edit down what I can. That's all I got. I limited myself to one tote bag that became the one basket. And again, there were 15 tote bins that were full of paper patterns and books and booklets and magazines. She had like 4 bookshelves worth of magazines, and I scanned them, and it was mostly knitting, it was mostly yarn stuff. It was a lot of beading, and I was like, I don't have time for that. I have 15 bins to go sort through. So I grabbed a couple, but that's it. This is crazy. This book alone retails for $15. I didn't see that until now. I can say that I didn't pay retail for any of this at all. The estate sale people were eager to put stuff in a bin and take the bin, and like whatever you can fit in your car, like just take it and we'll turn around. So we did buy it. We did buy it. But very not for a retail price. And certainly not like 2026 what this stuff is worth now price. It was kind of a steal. And it feels crazy to talk about money when a real person died. But I bought the stuff, and that's how stuff works. I don't know. I'll get over it. We went to an estate sale. We saved a lot of her estate. There you go. Into books. These first ones are, she had a bunch of French resource books. So here's 2 of them. These are all hers. I took out the notes from things that clearly were like people's phone numbers or grocery lists. So this one's all borders and flowers. And I thought that was a great, yeah, borders and flowers. That's it. I've just never seen resource books of this quality that are so thorough, but also so succinct. Like, this is such a sweet little, just a sweet little thing. And these are the small ones. I'm trying, don't screenshot the alphabets, don't be weird. If I show charts, I'll try to like edit around them, but we'll see. This one is like hand embroidery stuff, which I used to be really good at, but it also has like hardanger stitches and lace making stitches, and there's white work in there. And I've never seen an old resource book with pictures that were so clear. I don't know what you would do with this. You can see this one. Like, I could replicate that from the picture, whatever that is. Look how complete and thorough that is in just a little spread. Incredible. Oh, this one was $8 retail. This was Helen Brown's. Helen was a friend of Mary Sue. I found letters to them back and forth. And it's crazy that I get to know them like that, and I don't know who they are, who their families were. Here's another alphabet one. This one's great. The alphabets in it get kind of wild pretty fast. And then there's all sorts of border-ish motifs, and then big things like that. And then the very last page of this one is like sledding. So I thought that was neat. There's butterflies in here. Like, how cool is that? And it looks a little blurry maybe on camera, but it's printed pretty clear in person. There's little birds up there. I gotta keep moving. And then this one, this is like a very serious situation. This is another book that's all in French. It's just a motif library. It came in like this big paper envelope. And then there's These are all individual charts that fold out like poster size. So if anyone like really wants posters of numbers, text me and I'll pass them on. I don't quite know what I would do with this, and I don't like, here's the grid compared to my hand. I don't need something that large. But if you would like it, or if you would like to turn it into something, let me know. And this one, if we could have paid the price we paid and I walked out with this book and nothing else, like, it was gonna be a win. What is this? It says 25 euros, but it's 25 euros from 2002. So whoever was maybe alive and coherent then can do the math. And this one's crazy. This is kind of a bad show and tell. There's birds, there's bunnies, there's turtles, every deer you could ever want. There's camels, there's big fish. Like, I've never seen a collection of cross-stitch chairs. I've never seen a collection of boats or knights. Like, what an insane, how cool. And there's a whole, oh, well, the index is all in French, but it's all indexed beautifully. There's a lot of babies in here. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. There's 14 pages of babies. Cool. There's a bunch of Sacred Hearts. Like, what a beautiful, incredible, I've never seen something like this. Amazing. And now I can get that big pile out of the way. Now I'm gonna move on to just like the paper charts and the booklets and stuff. They're kind of organized. I spent some time going through and putting them by brand, but they're so, I got tired. They're kind of in order, they're kind of grouped, but this is what I chose to keep from her stash. And these specifically, if you're looking for a Prairie Schooler Santa, I am willing to ship these out to you. First come, first serve, I guess. If you cover the shipping, which is just a couple bucks, and one of these happens to be your unicorn for whatever reason, let me know. But these are all Prairie Schooler Santas. And the first ones I learned didn't even have like dates on the front or like names. This is 1984. These I can try to go through fast. Here's 1985. 1986. Very cute. 1988. I don't need to look at the front, whatever. 1989. Love the birds. Here's more birds. Here's 1990. 1991. This one has, sold for $1 at some point. 1991. 1996. Here's 1997. 1998. Also $1. Cool. Again, we didn't pay that. I held up armfuls of paper and the lady there was like $8 for that handful, $6 for that handful. It was a steal. It really was. 1999. Like, most of this stuff is from before I was born. Here's 2000. I was born. So I've never seen, oh, this is not Santa. This is 1989. Mary Had a Little Lamb. Like, I just have never seen a collection like this. This amount of stuff. Here's 2001. Partridge. Here's 2002. Which I guess was I'm not gonna get into it. It's funny, there's a flag on the 2002 one. I wasn't really sentient yet. 2003. 2004. Hopefully I flipped this video. 2005. This one's really cute. That's the one I thought about keeping, but we'll see. We'll find out. And then 2006. It's really cute. And then also in this tiny little pile, this is Flower Bed from the trilogy. And it's such a sweet little pattern. And the bag on this says, it came with fabric, and the chart $17. I was not aware the trilogy was moving like that. I was not. Okay, next pile. Here is Seasonal Samplings Spring. This is one I second guessed, and initially I was gonna mail it off to Stephanie, and then something about the pinks totally got me. I stitched a very pink February. Probably that. Very cutie. These are, I haven't looked up what these might sell for, or who might want them, or if they're out of print or not. I know this one is. This is Blackbird's Their Song. And I grabbed it because I honestly would like to stitch it myself. Let's see. Oh, $8. I don't see a year on it. Oh, 2007? I don't have in my head what Blackbirds are in print or out of print. But I know that this one's been ripped onto Pinterest a lot, so I think, yeah. Here's a paper one. It's not counterfeit. Love. Really good. That's Loose Feathers pattern 24. And then here's Loose Feathers pattern 25, Awake the Dawning Day. Very cute. Again, the purple they used, even just for the background, love. Like, that was made for me. Was I a child? Yes, but they knew I was coming. And then here's Mildred's Garden House, and the border on this gets me. Look at the border. Look at the house. Look at the weird tree branch going on the chimney. That's not safe. It's so cute. So there's, I think, the only Blackbirds in this pile. And then I am sure Stephanie will talk about them. She also had Cricut collection patterns from the earliest one I think I saw was pattern number 4, and then up to like pattern 200. So I only pulled a few, but I pulled some of them. This one I might not be able to read variegated backwards. This is called Why Is It? And it says, why is it when I'm halfway through, creative joys diminish? It's more fun to start a piece than it ever is to finish. Girl, I think it's, have we said the same things as a community for 20 years? For 30 years? I guess so. Yeah, 1996. It's weird that this speaks to me and it's older than me. It really, a lot of thoughts about mortality and who rightfully owns idea. Like, yeah, this one sent me for kind of a spin. Here's Cricut Collection 131. It's a bunch of Halloween ones. I think I saved it for her. Very cute. The ribbon is so funny. Have a beautiful day. Oh, and that guy. I like that one. Here is Folk Angels +1, number 39. And there were like 60 of them that were just these little angels. And I never knew that. I've never seen these before. But again, I'll take the witch from it, and that's it. Eventually, these will probably get sent to Stephanie when I'm ready to pass with them, but for now, I'm keeping them. These photos are kind of shit. I'll do what I can. These are some bright needle patterns. This one's called Dutch Hornbook. I just thought it was a really interesting sampler. And that's a real photo they taped on there. You get it. That's Dutch Hornbook. This is Folk Alphabet Sampler. Again, very cutie. I'm probably gonna start a ton of these this year. Here's Finger Lakes Sampler. And I'm not like emotionally connected to any of these place samplers, but that's so cute. Very cute. Again, what funny borders, what funny alphabets. Does this have a date on it? Oh, it has her notes in it. She changed the colors too. I'll keep moving on. This one is Friendship. It says the road to the house of a friend is never long. And there were some charms they tucked on there and a little cat and dog. This one, I cried in the barn full of hay and like mice running around. This one got me. It's really cute. And there, if you guys want like the numbers that these are, like the pattern information, comment and let me know. Here's covered bridge sampler. And I don't even live in a place with covered bridges, but what I know them from is Beetlejuice. Some of you are cackling. I don't think I even know where covered bridges are common. And maybe they're not. Here's Quiet Night sampler. I don't know why they stitched this in a mid-tone blue on a light brown. And then took a picture of it, because this is, you can't see that. You can only kind of see it now. Whatever. Blue dog sampler. Very cute. The blue dog's up there. I'll do what I can with the glare, but I'm gonna try to keep pushing through. This one was 25 cents, and then also $6.50. This is Key West sampler, and I can't even see, I don't think anything's in the middle of it as it's stitched. Why is it formatted like that? I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing in there. The middle is blank. What would you put in there? Someone let me know. Here's the bird neck sampler. I'm probably starting this one first. Really cute. I got the silly letters. Okay, and then over to Bent Creek. Here is the sampling. Very tiny. I don't know what's in focus or what's not. It's a tiny sampler. And she put notes in there too. She stitched that over one. Here's the Plumberry sampler. Another bird. Very cute. I hope you can hear them outside. It's a great time for them to be loud. Here is Bent Creek Love. There we go. Very cute. Here's Nightlight. This one, again, stopped me in my tracks. Bent Creek Nightlight. Very cutie. Here's Bent Creek The Lighthouse. I don't think I would stitch it in white. But they did. Cute. And they used some sort of variegated something for that too. Oh, in a thread I wouldn't use, but good to know. So I gotta keep going. We don't have time. This is the first, I have like 10 to 12 piles to get through. Here's Hip Hop from Bent Creek. Again, I've never seen this before. Really cute. The colors are so good. The colors make me think it's more modern, but I don't. Yeah, 1998. People had color in 1998 too. Crazy. Scooch that over there. There was a random bead pack that I also got. Here's Spring Fobs. And then one of the only other secondhand charts that I got from the store was Fall Fobs. So now I have a companion piece to it. Very cutie. And these are really small too. So if I remember them and actively think about them, maybe I'll stitch them quickly. This is interesting too. This is another picture that they put on paper. The paper's really cute. It's like speckly. I don't know. Whatever. It's speckly. This is Sheepish Designs Flaming Flower. Strange. Very cute. Very, like, the composition of it. People aren't doing stuff like this anymore. I like that it's a double alphabet too. 1996. Very bizarre. And I know that I'm young for the community, so maybe some of you are laughing at me, but to me these are old. Okay. And then here's a set of 4 from Sisters and Best Friends, I guess is the designer. Sisters and Best Friends. Yeah, on the back. Here's Fall Sampler. Here's Winter Sampler. Cutie sheepies. Yeah, that's actually pretty hard to see with my eyes as well. I don't really know what's going on with the cloudy winter sheep. Here's summer sampler. And here is the spring sampler. I was really happy to see that that was a full set. It's really cute. Back to Prairie Schooler. Here is Summer Samplers, book 77. Hopefully, if you care enough to read every single one of these, I'm hoping you're pausing. Just so we can keep it moving a little bit. But there's Summer Sampler, $19.99. Still before me. What's going on? Oh, okay. She also, she photocopied like every single pattern several times. So I went through most of the booklets and got rid of her like paper photocopies of the booklet themselves because I didn't want to pass that on for anyone to buy separately at some point. So this is like, it's full of paper, but it's just this 10 more times. Here's In the Woods, and I've never seen these. They're so cute. If I was an ornament stitcher, these would be ornaments. I'm still gonna stitch them. They'll just be something else. On the back, don't stitch the geese, don't be weird. On the back they have them as like a bell pull. I like that idea. I'll flag that to pull the paper out of. And then here's some more Prairie Schooler smalls. Here's Prairie Fairy. Oh, good, they're all called. This is another Prairie Fairy. I won't introduce them like that again. I guess they also were done like once a year. Yeah, and I think the snail one. And I didn't even know there were like 8 others. So there are the Prairie Fairies. Here's Night Garden, which is so like the Night Garden collab was like a new thing, but it's funny to see very old one. This is the Fox and the Grapes. Again, I don't think I'd make the house white, but what a fun composition. I hope you hear the birds outside. I think that's our hawk that lives like next to us is a big field. And on the far side of that field, there's tall trees. Those are his trees. Compliments of Stitchin' and Stuff Inc. I don't know who that is. Do you know Stitchin' and Stuff Inc? Here's some berry bowls. And here's the one Santa I kept for myself, $19.95. So this one's mine. Any of the others, you can bother me about, but I like that one. Here's Prairie Birds. I've seen this one before, but I'm glad we grabbed it. Very cute. A lot of birds. Here's Birds and Berries. And I've seen these, but I never bought them. But here they are. And then these are Garden Verses. So I'll try to move slow, but hopefully you're screenshotting or pausing, cutting me off mid-sentence. Hopefully you get it. Oh, there we go. Next pile. Oh. Here is, this was funny to me, the Department of Textiles at the Art Institute of Chicago. What a cover. Like, I would have adopted it just to take the cover, but it's like a tour of the Textiles Institute, I guess. Well, I went past all the pictures for you. But there's like maps of their building, which feels kind of strange now. Like, here's the galley. Don't pay attention to the stuff I knocked on the ground. Yeah, there's the gallery, but it's their laboratory and the vault and the second layer to the vault. And they show where they like wash things and how they preserve stuff. Here's the washing tables with screens. What a cool, like, I didn't know they existed, and now I have a map of their building. That's good. Big day for nosy people. Very cool. And I might still cut the cover off it for something else. I don't know. Next is a Birds of a Feather. This is Winter Sampler. Very cute. And I know these are sought after too. This is an old cardboard or cardstock. I don't know if that means anything. If any of these is secretly worth like $200, someone text me about it. And if someone's willing to pay me $200 for one of these, you let me know. Here's soweth sampler. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That was harder to read than I anticipated. It's like, what a goofy composition for kind of a very serious sentiment. These, I screamed. I just learned about this company at all. Elizabeth's Garden. Do you know who this is? This is Liz Matthews as a teenager. I never thought I would get my hands on one. Here it is. Here is teenage Liz Matthews and her charting. And it feels very consistent to her style today, honestly. I hope, yeah, she has an AOL email on the back of this, if that dates it. And I guess if you know how old she is, that's when she was like 18. And then here's Barrick samplers, Acorns and Threads. And these are all getting re-released digitally now, but I thought this was really cool that I found it in paper. Pause for motorcycle. And maybe someone will care about the old paper version. Yeah, it has her married name in there too. Crazy. Very cool. What are these? This brand is called The Sampler House. And here's Pumpkin Sampler. Again, like, this looks hand-drawn and copied. The pictures are not great. There's Pumpkin Sampler. And I don't have time to take these all out of the plastic, so we will do what we can. This is called A Stitch in Time sampler. It says, a stitch in time is usually impossible. As ye sow, so shall ye rip. Betsy Ross was just an old so-and-so? Is that a dog whistle for something? Or, like, why is she riffing on Betsy Ross? Well, please tell me what that means. Please tell me what that means, because this is really cute. 1985. Yeah, it doesn't, the words on here don't say anything. They just say you can add buttons to it. And there's a strawberry border. Why is she ripping on Betsy Ross? Has anyone heard that before? I like this one a lot, but none of that's like, is that shady? Or are they just calling her old? Either way, I mean, maybe that's shady. Here's Old Samplers Make Warm Friends. Oh, I saved this one for the border, I think. I just thought it was really interesting. Like, the spacing of those flowers was cool. I don't think I would do the whole middle part. And these are hand-drawn. And it has the designer's home address on the back. That would never happen today. It just wouldn't. Here's Sheepish Designs Meet Me at the Field. This one I saved for the hot air balloon. I'm not really a reproduction sampler person. But I might be a hot air balloon person. And I thought it was interesting. There's a lot of Sheepish Designs. Here's In the Thick of the Fray. Wrought by C. Daly. And again, those grapes. I thought they were funny. And I think her vowels so big is also pretty funny. Here is Home is Where You Hang Your Needlework sampler. From Eileen Bennett, The Sampler House. I think I saved this. I saved them because I like them. That's the whole video. But I liked the repeating borders, or the bands that she used for that. Interesting. I know a lot of people that would stitch it as is. Here, Sheepish Designs Meg's Bunny. I don't know why that was hard for me. Very cute. The strawberries are cute, but the whole thing is cute. How many things can I call cute in this video? I would say drink every time I say it, but you would die. What the hell is this? Theron Traditions, the Industrious Bee Sampler. Yeah. The industrious bee extracts from every flower its fragrance, sweets, and mild balsamic power. Learn thence with greatest care and nicest skill to take the good and reject the ill. That didn't... I was trying to, like, force a slant rhyme or something, and it went away. I didn't think it was supposed to go. But what a striking... Screw the quote. Look at the colors of it. Ooh, colors. Does reading matter? Yeah, not right now. The birds in it are very funny. I think, yeah, that one's hand-drawn too. It's so, like, that's very, like Kathy Barrick today. I would expect her to pull colors like that and use those bright lines. I'm, like, smitten with it. Maybe I'm a reproduction sampler, but only if it's like this. Or there's big birds on it. I don't know. Well, probably, because this is Barrett House by Janie Jones. And I saved this one for the birds. Probably don't need to justify all these, but I'm doing what I can. I liked that welcome one a lot. Here is Told in a Garden. It says, the birds go to sleep by the sweet wild twist of her song. Whose song? I don't know. I don't think this pattern has a name. I don't know. Told in a Garden. It's got clovers on it. And someone has a song. And it's still stapled and sealed. But maybe that's how the chart. Oh my god, yeah, the chart is hand-drawn, and then there's handwritten notes and dimensions on the side. And they copied that and sold it that way. That's crazy. There are a few of these magazines. If I can find quickly, like, the reason why I saved them, I'll show you. But if not, just go based on vibes. Here, look at this. Here's a sampler from Cairo. 54 threads per inch. From, I don't know when. Ancient Egypt. I'm looking for any date at all. 1250? They're stitching from the year 1250. And then the ads in the back of these are spectacular. Like, I don't think most of those shops exist anymore. But it was cool to sit and read where they were. What are we doing? This is harvesting ivory from old piano keys instead of whales. So if anyone wants to know how to do that, like some of these are, I don't know. Some of these are just too, how entertaining. Here, this is Fine Lines, I guess. Winter 2003, and that has a sweet sampler on it. I like that one. Are there more inside? Oh, there's crazy reproduction stuff in here. Yeah, that was why I saved it. Cute. I'm at 45 minutes. Okay, so we might be here a while. I hope you're fed. I hope you're caffeinated. I don't know how to show this one to you. It's called My Fair Ladybug, and it's like a mandala. It came with a charm, so I'll just have to stitch it. By Just Nan. And then this one is called Big Bee, Little Bee, and it comes with the charms. And it's also like a mandala. And I was thinking of making them a biscorno. Here is Sarah Ann Underhill sampler from the Daughters of the American Revolution Museum. Oh, maybe that's her. There's her portrait. There's her sampler. A lot of these I passed on. And then some of them were snatched up by the time we could go back the second time around. Here is Grandma's Heirlooms from Victoria's Gardens. I thought the quilt skirts were interesting. I've seen a lot of like modern charts like that, but this one has color to it, and that's nice. And I like that the quilt squares were named. And then that lion thing in the weaving, really good. Here is a kit. Oh, there's a needle in it. I should like steal that. Schoolroom Sampling's Reindeer. Maybe I'll get to him. Maybe I just want to hold on to him for a little bit. Maybe I just want to look at him a little bit more. This is Redware Stencil Sampler. And I think I saved that one for the cats. And maybe those. I don't think I would make a pillow, but it exists. Here is the Crowning Grace Cross and Patch. And I actually don't know which one of those is the designer and which is the chart name. The Crowning Grace Cross and Patch. I liked that way that it is. That composition. You get it. These are hand drawn too. Oh, but on the back it says palette stitching. Cross and patch designs from palette stitching. I don't know. It's got a bunch of names on it. Someone tell me what they are. Okay. I will try to keep moving. Here is, this says La Chatelaine from Alexandria, Virginia. I don't think that's the Chatelaine people talk about now. Maybe it is. Is there a year? 1988. This is Garden Knot Sampler. Very cutie. The way they say screw the border, now it's a bunny. And they're like strawberry and the leaves. This one, very cute. I know that Chatelaine was an old sewing tool, so several people probably made it their business name, but like, someone tell me where that came from. Here is Stencil Stitches Antique Samplers 2. Very cute. I liked that. I also, obviously, I think now I'm doing my own spot sampler. Because what else am I going to put the hot air balloon on? What else am I going to put that bird on? I think it has to happen. This is, oh, some of these were kits, but not this one. Here is Quaker Schoolgirl Needle Necessities. And it makes a whole needle book with instructions on how to do that and like stick the rings in there. But I just thought the Quakers were sweet. And maybe I will put my scissors in there. I don't know. What a cute, I've never seen a butterfly like that. Or like acorns on a flower thing. Fun. Here's an old just cross stitch. There were a few of these. Again, if I see something quickly, I'll let you know. It's in black and white. If it's not crystal clear to me why I saved it, I'm just gonna move on. Those chickadees are in there. That could be it. Here's a cat pattern. I bet that's why. There's geese. I love the geese with the ribbons on them. There's a chart called Life Cycle of a Frog. And no, oh, there's pictures in the middle. I see. The 90s geese that I never got to experience. I think they're so charming. Here's a cat pattern and some more birds. And then this frog. Really good. And then there's a box with flowers on it, which is cute, but I don't think that's why I grabbed it. Probably the chickadees, honestly. Those are really sweet. Here, this is the year in samplers, 1988. This is a calendar, straight up, from Just Cross Stitch. What's inside it? Oh, a workbook? Oh, this actually has these are the charts that were tucked into the usable calendar from 1998. But the reason why I saved this one is for the July pattern. Are you kidding? Look at those hummingbirds. And it says, friend, a true friend loveth at all times and listeneth with the heart. Really cool. But they're so cool. Is there anything else in here worth showing you? There's a red sampler. There's one that says Merry Christmas for November, which is funny. That one's neat. I guess. Walgreens is calling me. I'm not picking that up. They can leave me a message. Here's a Love is Patient one for Valentine's Day. It's really cute. Very cutie, but those hummingbirds are crazy. That's why I had to have it. The June one, again, I like the big border. What an unreasonable border. Like, the alphabet is so many stitches, and then the border is probably 2/3 of it. Okay. Close enough. Walgreens cut me off. This next one, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I would never stitch the whole thing, but I've never seen anything like this at all. There's hand-drawn illustrations inside. This is the Washington sampler from Meredith Mark, singular, not of Salt Lake City fame. There's a housewife with almost her name, but she wouldn't know how to do any of this. But there's the Washington sampler. I thought that was very cute, and I feel represented. All the Boston girlies get their samplers. All the East Coast people get all their East Coast lighthouses. Here's a Washington State one. Here is Queen Anne's Lace, the Tea Time samplers, number 2. Very simple, but I thought they'd be really sweet. And I ordered some 40 count and like one piece of 56 count maybe. And I was hoping something in here that was very small. Here's For the Birds. Very cute. And then there is, I bet this is cotton in there, but I don't know if that's for this. For the birds. I ordered small count linens, so maybe one of these small things is for that. That was my whole point. Here's Catherine's sampler. Huge. Very unreasonable. But the pomegranates in the middle really struck me. Yeah, this is a 14-page chart, and that's insane. Here's The Absent-Minded Squirrel of Female Worth. Needlework reproductions and original designs in appreciation of many centuries of female creativity. Alright. From Wood and Needle Crafts. The Absent-Minded Squirrel. Feminism from the 80s. Whatever. Look at the squirrel. I can't. I already am over-explaining myself. Either that's funny to you, or I can't. This is not the place. This is not the place. It's a tiny squirrel. It's big leaves. The leaves are somehow teal and yellow. And the whole border is acorns. That's great. Shout out to women. Good job. Here's Purely Sampler Collection from Homespun Elegance. May our handworks fulfill our heart's desires. And it's got a crazy shoe on it. Excellent. Look at that. That's great. Excellent. And this is from the Nostalgic Needle Spring Garden Chatelaine. And she had like 4 copies of this. So they've been passed around and given away. There's a strawberry on one of the things. That's a sampler that you can't really see the definition of. Yeah, a strawberry and then grapes, and that's like a pea pod. Funny. Someone made that and hung it in their house, and I would like to know who. How? Maybe I'll do this. Here's Stitching Things from Needle Needs. It's a really big strawberry and a really little bird. Cute. And they could have put the pattern on the back, and they didn't do that. That's fine. Here's Cottage Garden from Chessie and Me. Yeah, cross-stitch pattern. I knew that. The picture's awful. It's blurry in person. It's a blurry picture. There's a butterfly and strawberries and a thistle and some other sweet little flowers. Here is Strawberry Emeries from Tristan Brooks Designs. Yeah, you can't really see shit. There are a bunch of little strawberry patterns that have vines on them, and then smaller strawberries, and then medium-sized strawberries. Here, this one, insane. I know 7 people that would stitch this right now. Here's Birds in the Bower from The Good Housewife. Housewife. Let me know. Look at the birds. They're blurry in person, but they are birds. On a big tree that fits all of them. What does it say? I don't know. Moving on. Here is Brian Jackin's Country Quickies. I'm not stitching all of these, but some of them I really liked. I bet there's probably, yeah, that cat, and strawberries in there. Very cute. Hold on. Perfect. My cat jumped on my TV. New charts. Here is Hilda the Horrible and her blue suede shoes. This is perfect. You asked for the optimal cross-stitch chart, and this is it. And it's from Mosey and Me. Here is Cinnamon Heart Needleworks Spring Rabbits. Very cutie, very old and vintage in style. Can I call them old and vintage? Yes. What? There is a calendar in here. That's really cute. This is to an art studio in the town she must have lived in. And it was handwritten and then photocopied. Very cutie. Here's Heartstrings Once Upon a Moonbeam. And this doesn't have the charms in it, but look at that long cat. Perfect. I'm dropping stuff. Hold on. This is Let the Sun Shine In. Love. These look so much like some of my tattoos. Would I make them a hand towel or a notepad holder on the wall? No. Would I make them a clock? Maybe. Needful Needlecrafts is the store this came from. I've never heard of them. Really good. It's just all the suns. I like the pattern for the towel. Interesting. Here's another Just Cross Stitch magazine. Good. Some of these have home addresses on them, and I tried to take them off because no one needs her information like that. What the hell? Okay. Car went by. And here is Putting on the Ritz and Born to Shop. So this was not the Age of Feminism that the squirrel pattern's from. You can, the two genders are shopping bird or feminism squirrel. You have to pick one. You can't be anything else. All the ads in this are black and white. There's clowns in here. Really good. Great for children. There's a scary French doll. This is like a story about this. This is Mimi, and she's horrific. Sorry to Mimi. You're scary, girl. Oh, this is why. There in here is French farm animals, and these are all like one color. All of these are in here. The bunny and the sheep and the goose are probably what I'll stitch. I don't know if I need a cow that's like 8 inches tall, but it's in here. Anything else? Kind of no. Good. That was that magazine. Here's another one of those garden shadowlands. If you want this, text me, because I guess I saved 2 of them for myself. Here is Hillside Sampling's Sampler Sewing Basket. I don't think I have a basket to make a little skirt for, but I like the little pillows. Oh, and there's like baby Hardanger work in here. That's why. There's another car. I thought maybe if it was like 3 or 4 inches tall, I could do Hardanger in that much of a commitment. You're not going to be able to see these. Here's a berry patch, embroider a fancy cushion, or sew a sofa novelty from Patrick Woods. But the only one that has stitching on it is the middle one, and the rest just have buttons on them. And that middle one has a snowflake and a bunny, and then vines going down. So whatever that means to you. Back to Prairie Schoolers. Oh, here we go. Fabric to DMC color comparison. Yeah, like she just had so many of these. All printed out, all photocopied 6 times. This is from the Oregon History Center Sampler Collection. They were taking applications of old samplers. And those people are honking. And then this is all color conversions that they had to do on paper for fabrics. And her address is on the back of that, so I hope I didn't show you. Here's Prairie Schooler Spring Samplers. Spring Samplers. Very cute. What a good sun. And there's a bird in the rain. Excellent. Here is With My Needle, The Good Housewife Original and Historical Samplers. And I don't know. The pattern name is With My Needle. This is from 2000. What a striking. Are you kidding? This could be resold today in like a heartbeat. They picked a very brown linen to stitch brown on. It says flowers, plants, and fishes, beasts, birds, flies, bees, hills, dales, plains, pastures, skies, seas, rivers, trees. There's nothing near at hand or furthest sought, but with my needle may be shaped and wrought. Sure. That's what it says. You take the meaning you want from that. Again, here's more Barrick samplers. There's an address on here, but I don't want to show you because I think it's a house. It's Strawberry Emery Ornament. And it says Happy Christmas. So, there you go. Here's Purely Samplers. This also has her home address on it. Homespun Elegance. Purely Samplers, Buttons and Berries Sampler. How cute. Big bird, little flowers. I have a type. It's close to that. Here is, I don't know if I would ever stitch this, but I'm so intrigued by it. Fields and Streams, Autumn Woods. It's just ducks. What's on the back? Oh, other duck patterns you could buy if this is not enough for you. There's more ducks. This is maybe the best thing in the pile, and we're almost done with the pile. This is Rose Petal Place. I've never seen anything like this. If you made it this far in the video, this is your reward. From Counted Thread Cross Stitch, designs by Gloria and Pat. And it says, Dear Mary Sue, with love and roses, and then someone's signature. So I hope Mary Sue really liked this, because I think it's crazy. Here are all the fairy friends. There's a hedgehog. My cats are attacking each other. So sorry. Hedgehog. Cat sports caterpillar. Studious snail. I made their names up. And then these are great if you were a Polly Pocket girly, if you were a Tinkerbell girly. Shut the hell up. She's in a Rose car. So cute. I'm gonna go break them up. Anyways, fairies. Rose car. There's a sunflower one. 2 little girlies on a mushroom. Me and who? Me and who? And then the middle, save the best for last. You guys, I screamed and cried and screamed and cried. Are you kidding? Are you joking? Look at these. Look at her and her dress. I don't know who these characters are. I've never seen them before. The daffodil one. The purple one with her little purse. YouTube won't let me say a lot of words, but these are the best things I've ever seen. This is Rose Petal Palace, book 36. Designs by Gloria and Pat. I'm out of breath from the Berry Girls, and they're all really clearly charted, so no problem. Yeah, are you kidding? I'm showing you again. I don't know who they are, and maybe they're not characters, and maybe they were literally made up for this. If you don't need one of these in your house, you're lying. You're lying to yourself. Maybe either this will be the thumbnail or like a big pile will be. She's sleeping on the cat because she's tiny and the cat's huge. Shut the hell up. She has a microphone. I didn't even see that. She's an artist. Tag yourself. Tell me right now what Rose Petal Palace character you are. You tell me. These are crazy. And who's that? Why are we doing Sports Caterpillar with the girlies? Are those, I don't know. I screamed. Who? I need 80 million of them right now. Rose car? Me and who? That's so cute. So cute. Yeah, that's the best thing in the whole thing. Here is, I don't know if I would stitch any of these. I just like looking at them. Alma Lynn, Fairies and Folklore Galore. Whoops. I'm out of my wrist brace, but I'm not that stable. A little wizard with a heart potion and a Pegasus. Are there any? I think there's pictures in here. Oh my god, yeah, there's like little Halloween witches. And there's a pattern to make that doll if you want to. There's a little Halloween ones. Very cool. Very cutie. What are the tiny things? Oh my god, those are the tiny Halloween patterns. They stitched them like 4 different ways and put all the models in here. Very cool. Very cool. Here's another just cross stitch. This one's Pocket Full of Dreams, 1988. I grabbed a couple of these because I thought they were all pretty cool. Do I know why I grabbed this one? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Check this out. That's why. Look at that. What fun, moody colors. Again, the border's ridiculous. The flower pot looks like a couch. That's Fantasy Floral Arrangement by Patricia. Good. These are all hand-drawn charts. They're a nightmare to look at. There's a good cat in here. Very cute. Very nice. The birds on the cover are in here. There are more clowns. I think that's it. Here's a village sampler. It's fine. I think that's been done 300 times. I bet I saved it for the cat. Here are Hopscotch Silhouettes, Leisure Arts booklet. I thought these were neat. Again, maybe on like teeny tiny count. Maybe not as pillows. Maybe not as purses. But if you want to make a purse out of it. Again, if any of these for some reason are your unicorn, you let me know. Cute. How cute is it? Very. Here is 101 Folk Art Designs. It's another booklet. Can I show you any of those? Kind of. It's kind of just borders. Borders and birds and little lacy things. and that thing that looked like a quirky Quaker. And 6 griffins in the back. And some pineapples. Good. Sure. We're getting there. We're almost done. Here is Thread Connections Gallery of Geese. Why did they do that? Why are the geese sideways? I don't know. Why did they want 50 geese in their house? Like, I also don't know. So, Mary's Heirloom Sewing Case. Very cute. The colors on this were bright. And that was surprising to me for 1994. I don't know. Like, these to me could be a modern release and I would eat it up. But it has a decent amount of instructions on how to sew all the little things together. What is this? And that is one of her friend's phone numbers on a notepad, because she had tickets to give her on Thursday. Good. Here's Sheepish Designs Dear to My Hearts. Yeah, singular dear, plural hearts. What a funny guy. A stripy tree? Sure. Why not? Really cute. Okay. It's the last stack. And these are less charts and more just items. This is the Sampler House Bark. Little Necessities, Those Strawberries. Very cute. Very little. This is a punch needle that I found and got for free. Mostly because I wanted these threader things for my other punch needle. These little guys. These, here is the green book, the red book, and the blue book. And they are embroidery patterns, fully. So they're already mirrored for you. And they're, like, the green one is all garden stuff. You can make hanky angels that say herbs on them. But here's parsley and sage. Oh. They're mirrored. Yeah, they're mirrored in real life, but on my camera right now the text was forward. There's peas that you can put on a pot holder. Very cute. I just think they're neat. Here's another address. This cross-stitch one, obviously I saved it for that house. It's gonna happen. Why? I guess it's Halloween so the child can be a clown, but they had to bribe him with a cookie for the picture, which is great. Is there anything else in here? Maybe not. Yeah, that haunted house is really good. Oh, and then there's little, I'll show you the pattern, whatever. Here are eerie fun shirts, bashful boy and flirty girl and playful cat. There's your gendered pumpkins. And there's a little cat, and they are saying to put them on sweatshirts. Because it's a waste canvas ad from, I guess, when that was new. Here is the Sampler Company's Alphabets and Borders. It's just motifs and alphabets and borders. And a lot of dogs. Is there any other funny things? A lot of dogs and a lot of berry bowls and a lot of birds and a lobster and a unicorn. What else? And like 6 pages of trees. And she signed it too. Very cute. Just useful. Like, no one is selling any of those today. Okay, cool. This is a sampler that she cut up. Good job, Mary. Thank you. I'm so happy to inherit that. Okay. Oh. And she had a daughter that was born in 1993. And that's what she was doing that for, is for her daughter that was born in 1993. And the rest of this is just borders. I'll save that. Maybe it, like, I had no way to reach out to the family because they weren't involved in the estate sale at all, but I'll at least Google that name and see if anything shows up. Probably this sampler is why I saved this one. It's called Cherries! Exclamation point. So true. If you want to decorate your hat boxes, that is how you can do so. If you are interested in... Well, there's no designer listed. There's Fancy Ladies, and the charts were $6. That's one of the ads in here. If you know what Fancy Ladies those are, let me know if $6 is a steal. There's several stockings in here. There's the Oregon Trail. Yeah, I bet the cherry bowl was why. Here's another one. We're almost there, I promise. Let's see. You can get a complete set of DMC. Those 360 floss colors. What are they at now? $4.82? I know I bought like 600 bobbins to put all the fancy things on. Oh, there's a duck sampler in here. If you would like to be studious man reading book in duck sweater, here's the duck sampler. And there's this duck sweater. Maybe it was for that. There's some ornaments in here. Maybe I saved it for those. If you want a bandana stocking, there it is. Yeah, it's a lot of Christmas. Oh, there's geese in the back. That's why. Here is Bordering on the Edge of Collection 2. 12 designs for towels and more. But there, it's all fruit and teddy bears. And teddy bears wearing fruits. And a carousel horse. And penguins on a bib. I don't know what penguins has to do with anything. Cute. That is what I'm gonna keep saying. And I'm not gonna be negative to myself about it. This is Phoebe's Forest. Phoebe, Phebe. Alright, and she was 12. This is Phoebe's Forest, and she liked deer. That's all I know about her. From the City Stitcher. That's the designer, I guess. Jeanette Miller, the City Stitcher, from Ohio. Not a shock. My impression of Ohio is that you all cross-stitch things. Yeah. Oh, there's a bunch of pictures up. There's a bunch of pictures up front in this one. This is a bunch of samplers. Oh, okay, never mind. But here's one with those naked angel babies that are pretty funny. I like this one a lot. Don't be weird and steal the alphabet. There's easier ways to screenshot an alphabet. Do one of those instead. That one's not very interesting. There's a spooky lion in here. Oh my god, this is why. Look at the Celestial sampler. Look at him. That's why I grabbed this one. And a check. There's a check from her personal checkbook tucked into this one. Okay, girl. I'll shred it. Like, that's crazy. I guess her family, like, clearly things were just thrown and given in tote bags, but I would care a lot. And there were some naked pictures of her children, which we took mostly so no one else would be taking naked children pictures. And we shredded those, so sorry to their memories, but I hope those adult people can understand why we destroyed those. She signed this one, 1984. And there's a peacock on this one. It says, "Be not weary in well-doing" by Merrily Beams. So, we mostly took her cross-stitch stash, but there was a lot of receipts with credit card information. There were pictures of naked babies from 40 years ago. Yeah, we cut them up, actually, and threw them away. We're not doing that. I couldn't put them on a table for someone to purchase. That felt insane. There's only 2 things left, and none of them are technically cross-stitching things anymore. Here's a quilter's bag. And it, like, look at all the pockets. Do I know if I'll ever do that? I don't know, but what a funny thing. And then there's a shop address on the front that maybe exists anymore, maybe not. And then these, what even is this? This is silkscreen fabric for no sew stickin' puffs. But there were a few of these, and I saved one of them. Maybe they'll be ornaments, maybe they'll be needle books, mostly that cat, obviously. Funny small children, funny angel. And then there were a few other cross-stitch people poking around, and I, like, spread these out amongst us to make sure we all grabbed one. You could do those with them. There were a few things that I passed on to Stephanie that were for stick and puffs, and I don't know what that is. Okay, some of these drawings on the back are sus. I'm gonna look over that and only think about the cat. I'll be shredding some of that. Not the cat part. The cat's really cute. And that, I think, is my whole haul. So, I don't know how long that video ended up being. There were some bits of linen that I grabbed too. Nothing interesting, just like white and cream. This is Gatorade, in case you wanted to know. Yeah, that's my Mary Sue's house haul. I hope you enjoyed being nosy for a little while. I did. And again, like, we left so many things behind. And I said no to the equivalent of 34 pounds of paper charts that I passed on. So this is a lot, and it's a long video. But I'm okay even holding on to these for a little while. And then when I realize I don't need to stitch some of them, passing them on to, like, the Creative Reuse store. I bailed a bunch off to my friends, my mom took a whole bunch, and a bunch went to Stephanie, and I feel really good that we got to save a bunch of her stuff. That's my whole video. If you stuck around, that's super cool of you. If any of these are your favorite thing in the whole world, let me know. If you would like to borrow any of these, and we're friends, and I know you, let's chat about it. I'm not gonna open that up to, like, anyone in the whole world, but, like, if we're friends and I know you, and, like, we have some trust between us, we can chat about it. So that's my Mary Sue haul. Her daughter was Caitlin. That's what I discovered. If you are Caitlin and your mom was Mary Sue, her stuff is going in good hands. And I feel particularly honored that I got to save a whole bunch of it and pass it on to people that will care. I will have my February recap up soon, and I'll be talking about market releases and that. So thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great day. Bye.